She is our very own Abby Martin, host of RT's Breaking the Set. Until recently, she had her own Wikipedia entry. Not uncommon for media personalities. In addition to hosting a show that aims to shine a light on people and issues not covered in the mainstream media, she is an artist and activist. But apparently Wikipedia doesn't think she should have her own blurb on the site. The so-called super editors at the online encyclopedia have taken her page down. What's up with this? Abby Martin herself joined us earlier to weigh in.
Okay, so last year my dad actually notified me, hey, you're on Wikipedia, and I was like, hey, that's pretty cool. And then I noticed that a couple months later it was removed, and I thought, whatever, I don't really care if I'm on Wikipedia or not, or why that was removed. And then it happened again where another user had submitted a whole extensive, thorough piece about me, heavily cited, and then I was just notified last night that it was actually deleted as well from an article on dissenting Democrat called Abby Martin banned from Wikipedia. And so I just kind of was like, okay, this is a little bit strange. This is a little bit strange. I mean, why? Why was I taken down? So I kind of looked into it and found out a lot of really interesting things about Wikipedia's editing process.
Well, let's hear about it.
Yeah, so it's the 6th most visited website in the world. It basically dominates all Google searches. I mean, I was even trying to dig up dirt on Wikipedia, and all I could get was just defaulting back to Wikipedia. I was like, okay, it's just getting a little bit crazy. 3 billion page views unique just on mobile devices, just to show you how many people go to this website purely for information. This is the 2nd time that this has happened, and so, you know, we're talking about defunct publications, actresses, every who's who has a page on Wikipedia that somehow
absolutely
just stays
every
out.
Reality star, every porn star,
every porn star turning tricks on camera has even Snuffleupagus. Extensive, extensive page. So what I found out, and I found the deletion thread of the editors actually saying why they were taking this action, and you can kind of trace it back to these cached articles of what they did. And these 2 editors had voted for deletion, and who knows how many other people, but they basically said I wasn't a notable enough figure, verified by enough third-party sources to allow me to have a worthy space on Wikipedia. And what's interesting is because what they deem notable, as I just said, is third-party sources that are verifying the information about you. Dozens of articles, Juan Cole, Whiteout Press, Der Spiegel, Max Kaiser, Algeminer, Joe Rogan, Stuart Wilde, Global Post, Firedog Lake. Those are just to name a few of all the websites that have written about Breaking the Set, written about the show. Breaking the Set doesn't have a page either. And I mean, this is, you know, broadcast to millions of people around the world. I think that we are worthy of it.
It kind of brings up this question of editorializing, because I think you think of Wikipedia, you said, you know, everybody, it's everywhere. You'll see something and wonder about it, and you'll just kind of check out the Wikipedia page to find out some basic information. And it's supposed to be very basic, fact-based, not editorialized, but I guess it calls into question, is there editorializing when it comes to, you know, deciding who deserves a page and who doesn't?
Yeah, and here's where it gets interesting, because you know, I don't think this is necessarily people saying I'm going to censor Abby Martin because I don't like her views. Who knows? The problem is that unlike encyclopedias that you would get in a library, you know, in book form, Wikipedia acts as a kind of a living encyclopedia where anyone can edit, create content, vote to delete content, and unverifiable information, incorrect information could stay up there for weeks, if not months. In fact, I've seen it happen. It runs just like a democracy does, which has a lot of ups and downs. It's basically mob rule, majority rules. So if the majority of Wikipedia, you know, admins or editors deem it so, then it's so. What's interesting, and just to give you one example of how the editing process can be influenced by money, Haaretz in 2010 talked about this Yesha Council of Settlements in Israel embarking on a Wikipedia battle to kind of implement Zionist historical revisionism online. They offered a prize so Israel's image could be bolstered abroad, and they were training people, telling them how to be Wikipedia admins, and kind of doing these huge courses on how to edit to make Israel in a more favorable light on these sites in different instances of when, you know,
and a lot of times, as you mentioned earlier, if you Google something, Wikipedia will be one of the first things that comes up, so that'll really shift people, you know, especially in politics. Sarah Palin, when people were like, who is she?
Right.
They did a Google search, and all of a a sudden she had this extensive Wikipedia page. We got to get you back on there, Abby.
Yes.
We got to get you back on there.
Yes, absolutely.
I think you should be back on Wikipedia. Really interesting, though. Had no idea all this background information on Wikipedia and how it operates. Appreciate you
Thank you.
telling us your story. That was our very own Abby Martin, host of Breaking the Set.